Hi and welcome to Advice Accreditation Bureau, the comedy podcast that reckons everyone has advice but not all of it is good. My name is Andy Prokopis and today I'm joined by a comedian and MC and someone who has a brilliant eye for thrifting. Her comedy tour, Feral, is currently touring Australia and soon to be the world. Please welcome Jess Fuchs.
I feel like what a good intro that has to get a clap. Also, I gasped in the middle, so you're gonna have to cut that out. Get all the help. No one wants to tell. Have people been speaking about this on the podcast, or the men you have running around doing everything for you?
No.
People need to talk about it.
Take people behind the curtains.
We have to. There's just men scurrying around, getting everything fixed.
Yeah.
The camera I'm looking into, there's a man standing behind it. Can you believe that?
I'm a demanding diva.
Yeah, you're such a diva. I had no idea about that. You come across all like ripped and like chill. Although no one ripped is actually chill, I'll say.
Yeah, no, it's definitely type
Jimbo.
A, intense.
Yeah, Jimbo vibes.
Yeah.
This is just like throwing this into the mix, but I'm really deep on TikTok with like Jimbo plus fat girl girlfriend combo. Is that on your TikTok? It probably hasn't made it across your desk in the bureau yet.
Yeah, no, it hasn't. But what does that content look like? Like
It's
aesthetically,
just,
I can imagine.
It's such a funny thing because I feel like a lot of people on TikTok like will talk about, it's like you either get the like nerdy guy who like loves Pokemon being obsessed with like fat girls, or you get Jimbros. And then all the thin girls and all the thin guys are like, but she's fat. And so then it's a lot of that kind of dialogue unfolding the TikTok. But I'm pretty deep on that at the moment. just as an aside. Well, I don't know. I don't know why. But I think that's because the Jimbro is like, would you identify as Jimbro? Not to make this a podcast about me asking you questions.
I wouldn't.
Really?
I think like Jim Bro has a kind of toxic masculinity side
so
to
true.
it. I'm into fitness.
Okay.
But I wouldn't say Jim Bro.
Okay, yeah.
I think there's a delineation.
There is a huge distinction. And that's probably really good that you brought that up yourself.
I've been told that my brand should be hot people have feelings.
That's a really nice, that's good.
Yeah.
Because can I say this is really toxic, and I probably maybe will, I don't know what we'll do with this, but sometimes I have to remind myself when my thin friends are complaining that they're people too. And like I have one friend, her mum's dead and she's thin and hot. And sometimes she'll be like not complaining, but she'll be lamenting.
Yeah.
And I have to be like, she's allowed to have feelings. She's allowed to have feelings. Because I'm like, I assume thin people just have like the best lives.
Yeah.
Which is not true.
Well, we had Sam Bowden on the podcast, and the collective we, and everyone at the bureau,
the community. Yeah.
And he said, just talking about how pain and suffering is relative, and the worst thing that's ever happened to you is actually the worst thing that's ever happened to you. So you are allowed to be angry if your car breaks down. Like if that's the worst thing that's happened to you, sure, you've had a great run, but
it's all relative.
It's still awful.
Because sometimes I'll say to my therapist, her name's Nicole, I'll be like, oh, but it's like not even a big deal. And she's like, yeah, but if to you, like you're allowed to still like be like, this sucks.
To mourn your losses.
Yeah. But then also some people, it's like, I would rather mourn my losses as a thin hot girl. Do you know what I mean? Like that would be more fun to mourn as a hot woman.
Sure.
Yeah. That's just you don't have to agree with me.
Yeah. So I don't necessarily agree with you because and this is my problem at the moment.
Here we go.
So when I did stand-up school, my teacher said to me that I had to immediately kind of address what I look like. And so like I feel that someone who looks a certain way can't get on stage and bitch about the world. It's harder to bring people along that journey because they look at you going, what could you possibly have?
Okay, so you got to call out that thing straight away.
You've got to call out that thing and bring people along that journey before.
I get that. I think that's I understand that. But I think that changes as like comedy gets further along. Then you can there's other ways to like bring up the obvious thing or whatever.
Sure.
But yeah, I think people, I do think audiences are like making snap judgments that they don't even realize they're making judgments about immediately.
Absolutely.
Which is also the fucked thing. I just came back from Perth, which thank God I'm not there because that place is disgusting. I feel so bad saying that. But I was literally like, I hate being here. But one of the nights I went on stage and I was saying something, I can't remember what. And I was like, blah, 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 blah. And I said something about like going to the doctor when you're fat, like one of these jokes that I've been working on. And this girl was like, "Aw, you're not fat, you're beautiful." And I was like, first of all, you fuckwit. Like, people can be both. But it was that thing where it's like they were waiting for me to call out the obvious thing. But when I did, then they were like, we don't like it. Because you don't, what if you don't like yourself?
Yeah.
But it is that thing. It's a hard balance to be like, what is the thing they're like seeing in quotes? And you need to call out so that they relax as an audience.
Totally.
Versus like, you don't need to, if you don't want to get up there and talk about looking a certain way, you don't need to.
Well, and the inverse is true, because if you get on stage and kind of work through your trauma, they will pick up on that and they will hate that.
Yeah.
So
you really can't make audiences happy, can you?
Exactly.
It's such an insane job to do. It's like, I can't believe that we have to do this every day. Sometimes I'm like, it's a privilege, it's a privilege, it's a privilege, as you're like rocking back and forth in the like insane asylum.
I'm choosing to do this most of the time for free.
Yeah. Sometimes I'm paying to do this, actually, which is sick. Yeah. Which is sick. Oh my God.
How is the tour going?
You know, it's good, other than having to go to Perth, but that is just, that's out of the way. You just disassociate for a couple of days and then come back into my body when I get back to the airport. But it's good. This show is fun. I'm taking it. This is the first time I'm ever going to Edinburgh.
Oh, amazing.
I'm going to Edinburgh later in the year. Were you there last year? Am I making that up?
I've never been.
Are you going to go?
Not this year, no.
Yeah, okay. Well, it's very expensive. Yeah. So I'll do Edinburgh later in the year. I'm going to Brisbane soon, Sydney, maybe Canberra, but I don't know yet.
Okay.
Are you across Canberra? I don't know if Canberra's...
I've heard good things about Canberra.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like because they're all probably like a bit, not pretentious, but they're all like well-educated in quotes because they're all like, well, bureau. Yeah. Can you talk to me about the like, who's in the bureau?
So, well, currently it's just me.
Okay. You don't like bring people. Okay.
So it came about. So I went through a real self-help life optimization.
Of course, because you're not gym bro, but you are, what was it? Fitness with feelings?
Yeah, fitness. Yeah. Hot people have feelings.
Hot people have feelings.
Hot people have feelings. So I went through that and I was just consuming all like Mel Robbins type like books, podcasts, went to courses. And then I kind of, something happened, or it was over time where I started to realize actually none of these people are really qualified to be giving this advice. And so, and at the same time I was starting stand-up comedy. And so I wanted to find a way to bring the two together because I do think that there is a lot of merit in self-help advice if it's right for you as an individual. And people just have an aversion. If you're not into it, you hate it. Yeah. And so I wanted to kind of create something that was self-help for people who hated self-help.
Yeah. And I think comedians fit that really well because they're always obsessed with like, or any kind of creatives in a similar way to a comedian, because it's like, I think comedians are just always in pursuit of betterment, even if it's like tragic and doesn't work.
Sure.
It's like, if you think about how many comedians like, I'm working on myself, I'm doing this, and then they go into a whole thing about how they're like saving money or they're going to the gym or they're in a relationship. Like, I feel like comedians are just constantly analyzing and trying to like,
totally good, great at identifying human truths.
Yes. And also so flawed. Like, comedians are just the biggest idiots, which is why when people expect comedians to have like a good opinion on something, I'm often like, they're not politicians. Like, sometimes comedians will have great opinions, but sometimes they're like showing you the math, the working in the math equation is like what a joke is. And then arriving at the lesson learned is like the self-improvement moment, if that makes any sense. But when sometimes people, I think, put too much pressure on comedians to be these like flawless intellectuals, and I'm like, have you been in a fucking green room? Like, these people are idiots. Not to be an asshole, but the 1% that is smart.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I used to work in like brand strategy, and I would always say, whenever you went to pitch to an agency or a client and you identified an insight that had them nodding along going, oh yeah, that's me, or I'm like that with my cat, or whatever it is, then it's the same with comedy. If you build a premise that like someone goes, oh fuck, you just told me something about myself that I hadn't even realised, you've got them eating out of the palm of your hand.
Completely. Also, and not to ADHD jump, I realised I just match your couch.
I no. So I'm right ahead.
You didn't say anything.
No, I didn't say anything because it was. I was kind of like, I'm wearing a pink T-shirt. That is a huge.
If
clash.
you can't see, I'm the color of the fucking couch. You didn't say anything. I just looked down and was like, "Where are my arms?"
No. It's not that you blend into the couch. You match the couch,
Yes.
and that's different. Like you, it's
crazy. I just didn't even
hang it in the Louvre.
That's beautiful.
Mate. It's beautiful.
I know.
Yeah.
It feels artistic, and then also I matched the other parts of the set.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. Sorry to jump. I just realized
you've
that.
done your research and you've studied what the color of the set is.
Yeah, exactly. I intentionally matched. I've definitely 100% done this on purpose.
But at the top, I mentioned you've got a great eye for thrifting.
Yes. True.
And chatting with Jake Howie.
Yes.
Your friend Jake Howie, who was our first ever guest.
Was he
in the Bureau,
first?
yeah.
Oh my God, what a good guest to have out the
Great
gate.
guest to have.
Yeah.
And he said, you are unmatched.
I mean, I love it. Do you thrift? Are you a thrifter?
No, I get really impatient. I barely clothes shop.
Really? So if you need something, what do you order online?
If I buy something, I'll go and just replace what I already have.
Oh,
I have like the
okay. You're
same
one of these
5
people. You're a uniform.
I'm a
person.
uniform, yeah.
But I think the uniform, I think about the uniform, the almost capsule wardrobe people all the time, where it's like there is an ease to it, so you don't have to think about anything. Like even this morning, I was getting dressed and I was just like, I don't know if you ever have this where you're like, I can't figure out what mood I'm in to wear. Like sometimes I just can't, I'm like, oh, I can't be bothered. What do I feel like wearing? When you have more weird, colorful clothing, sometimes it's a bit harder. Whereas I think if you're a capsule or if you're like, I know if I like this pink T-shirt, I'll rebuy this pink T-shirt. There is an ease to it.
Yeah.
I think there is something to that. Like even touring and stuff, I've been trying to find like one outfit that I can wear every night. So then I don't have to think about it.
Yeah.
But that's hard to do because I think sometimes outfits and style can like change depending on like what sort of space you're in, what sort of audience you've got and like all that shit. But I love thrifting. I think thrifting is fun. I totally understand why people don't like it or they grow impatient because it is like sifting through shit to find. Yeah. But I think clothing in general, whether you're a thrifter or not, it says something about you. Like talk about coming out and saying something as in having a joke, being like, this is what I look like or whatever. Like I think clothes do that. Because if you walked out on stage, I'm like, okay, he's got clean white sneakers. He's got his pants. Like I would make a judgment about that. Whereas like some of the comedians who will wear like a shirt that you're like, that's got cum on it. Like, do you know what I mean? And you're like, okay, you don't give a fuck about this. And that's the vibe you're projecting. Like I think clothes is so fun for that reason because it does tell you something about yourself. And like thrifting, I think is such a fun way as well I try to not buy online or fast fashion. I try to thrift. Like this, I think is literally like what I'm wearing now is like H&M, but I thrifted it.
Yeah.
So it's like, obviously it's not perfect, but especially if you're a maximalist, like I have some friends who have like, they have like some of the shit I own. I'm like, you're not wearing this more than like twice a year.
Sure.
So I'm like, if I can, I would thrift it so that I'm not just like wasting so much stuff.
Totally. And I think there's part of me that has like, I've got a lot of gay friends and they turn looks at every single function or event or birthday or whatever. And I look at them and go, you look amazing. Yeah. You look incredible. And I am jealous of like that presentation, but I just don't have it.
Do clothes not make you feel anything?
Oh, no, they do.
Okay.
They do. And when I turn a look, I feel great.
Yes.
However, the energy of piecing that look together, I just can't invest.
I'm going to break this conversation by saying I'm just going to take an antihistamine.
No, please do it.
Because I am allergic to something.
Okay, cool.
And it's not that your space isn't perfect.
No.
And keep this in. I want the people to know that I've gone from sounding normal to sounding snotty. But that's just showbiz. You can't do anything about it. Yeah, see, I do think turning a look is very powerful. And I think people underestimate how much a good outfit helps them.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Sorry, antihistamine. I think that when people dress up, it makes such a difference. Like I've been in bad moods or in just like not a fucking play. I'm like, I can't think of anything worse than doing a show right now. And then I will like wear an outfit and I'm like, things are going to get better.
Yeah.
And I know that's really superficial, but okay, I'm going to do this and you are going to cut out me blowing my nose.
Okay,
are you
cool.
ready?
All right, well, yep.
Okay. Or you can talk to the crowd
No.
and I'll blow my nose and then we'll come back
online. Do you want
online.
to cut out? 'Cause I'll...
Probably blowing my nose feels gross. Okay. Although I burped on a podcast for the first time the other day and I felt liberated.
We're people.
Yeah. We're people as I blow my nose into the microphone. You can, maybe you mute it.
Yeah,
like
okay.
you pull it down. That feels so much better.
Great.
I hope that was cut out. Or
Yep.
at the very least, do you have a soundtrack?
Yeah, no,
you
it can
play
get cut
a
out.
song over it? Put is there a theme song?
There's some theme music that,
Okay,
to be
yeah.
honest, I'm looking for a place for. So
Really?
I'll just insert
You
it.
put your theme music anytime someone makes a disgusting bodily function. I'll try to burp later and you can keep that in. I'll see what I can do about that. No, I think turning a look is very important. And I think people underestimate that as like a confidence thing.
So I'm the same with sexy underwear.
Really?
Yeah, so
you're
that's
pro sexy underwear.
So I'll throw
okay,
sexy
great.
if I want to feel special.
So you'll wear normal clothing, sexy underwear. Because do you feel like it's like, I've got a secret?
It just makes me feel nice. It's the confidence piece.
Yeah. Yeah, I think people really underestimate. I get that clothing is like, people think that people dress for other people, which I totally get. Or like, but I actually think people underestimate the power of clothing for themselves.
Yeah.
Because I think like if you've put effort into what you're wearing or like what you look like, it doesn't matter what you look like, as in what your face looks like, what your body looks like. But like if you've shown yourself like, oh, cool, I'm wearing this outfit that's like, you know, whatever. I'm like, I think that's a really like fun way to like treat your body.
Yeah, no, I would agree with that. But this is advice before we've even got into good advice.
Oh my God, true.
So
okay.
we might use it as a bit of a segue.
Okay.
To move into the good advice segment. So Advice Accreditation Bureau, I invite our guests to bring a piece of advice that they swear by, a piece of advice that presents itself as good, but they actually think is bullshit, and then we will get to a listener dilemma at the end. So Jess Fuchs, what is a piece of advice that you swear by?
Okay, well, can I be honest? When I was thinking about my advice, also, do we show how the sausage is made, and do people know that I get to have time to think about advice?
Yeah,
Or do we
absolutely.
pretend it's like off the cuff?
No. Yeah,
really?
no.
Okay,
Yeah.
so they know that I've been thinking.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, so I've been thinking, right? And initially my good advice was actual maybe good advice, but then my bad advice was like, I actually think is good advice. So I'm going to switch my good and bad around.
Great, let's go.
So my good advice is like, I know that people don't think that like being vengeful is good, but I actually think doing things out of vengeance is really positive. And I know that we're not really in that kind of day and age where I think vengeance and revenge used to be like a lot hotter back in the day, like Alexander the Great and shit. Like those bad boys, they were doing that shit. But I actually think that like we need to bring that back. And I think that whatever inspires you, sometimes being inspired to like do something to fuck someone else over is going to be really powerful. And I just think that that's actually really good advice.
So what would be the most vengeful thing that you've done? Or if you want to use hypotheticals.
Yeah, I'm currently trying to like work out how to be more vengeful. And I have something, but I think I think I can't reveal it yet.
Okay, cool.
I'll tell you it off air
because
it's a bit like inside baseball for like comedy.
Yeah.
As a real fuck you. And so I don't think it should be on air at the moment, but let's use some hypotheticals and some kind of playful whatever.
Yeah.
I think it's like, you know how people are like, the best revenge is like a life well lived. It's like, but every day I want you to wake up and be like, I'm going to fuck this person over. Like if you had told me I can't do something, if every day I wake up and I'm like, I'm going to show him and then I achieve something amazing, that's good.
So I get that part.
Yeah.
So I get like as any creator or comedian or who just wants to, I'll prove you wrong. Like I absolutely get that.
But you can use that in your personal life too.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And that is a good motivator.
Yeah.
Am I going to go slash their tires or? It's
a great point. Look, I'm not above that sort of behavior, if I'm honest with you. Yeah. I don't mind slashing the tires. I'm trying to think of, okay, well, this is not good. This is actually, this is going to not prove my point, but it's a fun anecdote.
Yeah.
So me and my friends, we were traveling after we were in high school. We traveled, we're 18. And my friends are like these like party girls. So we're in a hostel in like Berlin or something. And we're sitting in the like main area and we're talking to these guys and they're like, do you want to come out with us? And one of them was clearly flirting with one of my friends, whatever. Then it got to like 9 o'clock. We were like, we're too tired. But we had made a plan to meet up with these boys who were in like a dorm room down the road down the way. And then they come and knock on the door and we don't answer. But we're like 18, so we're like, like giggling, you know, and it's clear people in the room. Anyway, maybe like 20 minutes and they will not leave us alone. 20 minutes pass and then they knock on the door and then they go and we open the door to like after they leave. And one of them had shat on the floor. And I'm not saying that that's good, right? Because I think that is crazy that they did that.
Yeah.
But I admire the vengeance where they were like, well, fuck you bitches. And that's, again, not good. I don't like that. But I'm just saying those guys and then the people from the hostel had to clean it and it was like one of the funniest things I've ever personally seen.
Sure.
Very aggressive and unnecessary on their behalf, but I appreciate living out of vengeance in that way. But maybe I'm actually now promoting the wrong kind of behavior. Now that I really think about it, I'm like, oh my God, sorry.
You got this.
Now that
I believe in you.
I just slowly start to die while I'm in here. I'll be honest. I get really bad allergies if we're being vulnerable. I get really bad allergies. Sometimes they just strike me and I have to do, what's that called? Where you fix your allergies, but you have to get that you can get this thing made.
Oh, what is it?
This is not advice, but I'm just going to let you in on this. So you get this thing and they put it like under your tongue every day and then it helps your allergies go away. Have you heard of this?
I've not heard
I think
of
it's
this.
experimental. I told my grandfather about this a couple years ago before he died, which also as I'm driving here, I'm like, oh my God, I should go visit my grandfather because he's buried around the corner.
Yeah.
So I might go do that afterwards, just a quick visit. I was like, he lives around here. But he said he had bad allergies growing up, but this is like the 1930s. And he was like, one time a doctor just stuck a needle right up my nose and I never sneezed again. And I was like, what the fuck? I think they put it like in his brain. Anyway, that's a whole other thing.
Is that what killed you?
Probably. No, he was like 12. He was like, they shoved a needle up my
wow.
nose when I was like a child. Wow. And then how crazy is that? But that's an aside. I feel like your audience is like, I don't think she's mentally capable to give advice. And I agree.
No. So
I agree.
So the allergy content will be huge among
your audience are allergy heads?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Well, that's right.
Crowd.
Okay, we're a hypoallergenic crowd. Do you have allergies?
I get hay fever.
Okay, yes. Same.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yes, seasonal.
Okay, wait, sorry. What was I saying? Anyway, I don't think the shitting on the floor is a great anecdote. So so sorry about that, audience. But I think I think I appreciated their, but I don't want to seem like I'm co-signing male aggression. So we're now in a bad position.
So if it would make you, I can revoke the advice.
Yeah, maybe.
So therefore, it's officially.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
you could strike it from the bureau record.
You can strike it from the bureau.
Really? No, but fuck.
Go.
Maybe
I think
I'll tell you what we
strike.
strike.
Bad advice is.
But I do think living for vengeance. I do think living, because I think the thing is now everyone is so like meditative and like I'm finding my peace and like all this shit. But I also think that throughout history, now there's a bug trying to kill me in this space. I feel like I shouldn't be here. I really feel like I shouldn't. I'm wearing a clog.
There are signs.
There are so many signs. Also, I'm wearing a clog. Had to walk on pebbles to get here. I'm like, these clogs have no movement in them. I don't know if people can see them.
Oh God.
They're horse, but don't tell anyone.
Okay.
They're thrifted. So
they're actual horse?
They're horse, apparently.
What bloody Chernobyl horse is fucking that?
This is like a non-binary horse because they've died because they've dyed their hair. This is one of the non-binary colors, I would say, that non-binary people like to go with. Don't you think? Or are we not going to say that on record either?
I
feel comfortable making assumptions about queer
great.
people because I feel, even though as an ally, I feel I'm within the community.
I would say you're more of a gay man than I am.
Yeah, thank you. That's nice. That's nice to hear. I like that. Anyway, no, I just think I think maybe what it is people need to live more passionately. And I think vengeance is a very powerful emotion. And I think in the neighborhood of vengeance, I also think like, for example, I'm petty. So like if you and I got in a fight, I would leave here hoping that I die in a car crash so that for the rest of your life you're thinking about me. Do you know what I mean? And I think that's vengeance / pettiness.
Babe, you may not make it to the door. Like we are one plague away.
I'm one sneeze away from fucking dying in this place. Honestly, at this rate. So I don't know if that's like advice per se, but I just think it's like, maybe it's me urging the people. I want to talk to the people and say, I think I need everyone to live a bit more passionately.
I love that.
Yeah.
And I think feeling more, you've got to take the
Yes.
good with the bad.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And I think if someone pisses you off so much that it kicks you into action, I think that's fine.
Fine.
Not everything needs to be done, and not all of your behaviors need to be in self-improvement because you want it. It's okay to want to fuck someone over and make moves based on hoping that they get pissed off. Like, I hope that when I'm successful, I have bitches in my fucking...
Have you got a list?
Behind me. Of course, everyone's got a list. Anyone good has a list. Well, it's just, it's like there's a list, but then it's also kind of just like, anyone who's like pissed you off, it's like, fuck you, and I won't reply to your email. Yeah. And you can suck my ass. Yeah. And that's how that goes.
So I love that. And I think the difference between that and the shitting in the hostel story is because that would have been terrible for the hostel employee.
Well, that was the thing. And they were literally like, we were like, oh my God. That was, I think that vengeance is, yes, a misfire in that it screwed other people over. Yeah. And I think that's unacceptable because they were just, and also, we didn't want to go out to a pub. We didn't owe you anything kind of energy. Yeah. But I think that I applaud anyone hatching a plan and following through. Yeah. Doesn't mean that plan is good. Yeah. And then, yes, they had to clean it up and they were like, we've literally never seen this. And it was funny because it's like you're at a hostel where like people are disgusting. Like the sort of people that I've had to share a room with in hostels all over the world, I'm like, this is rough stuff. Yeah. And, but sometimes the worst things happen and they end up being the funniest memories. So whenever something bad is happening, sometimes I stop and I do think to myself, this will probably be really funny when I can like breathe again, like when I can like be happy about this. Yep. Yeah. And that shitting on the doorstep was one of those moments that to me was a highlight for me in my life. Yeah. No, I absolutely love live passionately. Yeah. Yeah. That's a really positive way to see it. I think that's a nice way to summarize it. Thank you. So absolutely got to approve that advice. So okay, great. That gets stacked into the bureau.
Stacked into the bureau.
Okay, good. We file that away.
Coffee
is there a
table
filing system? How does the advice get put away into the bureau?
Currently it's an Excel spreadsheet.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. So
that's type A shit.
The hope is to potentially, I don't know, turn it into something at some point with full credit to who it comes from.
Love that.
But yeah, it's
Love that.
There's great advice that's shared.
Yeah,
being
totally.
shared on these couches.
And also realistic. Like I do think sometimes advice podcasts or like as in the ones where everyone's like got it together in quotes. It's like sometimes I'm like, you just don't seem flawed. And so it's a bit hard, like, whereas I think if someone who's like a bit of a mess, like if someone's watching this or listening to this and they're like, this woman can't keep it together. I mean, I can barely breathe. And so then it feels like achievable.
Well, there's that, but also like how many other self-help podcasts out there have lived passionately with the anecdote being
shit on the
hostel.
floor. Exactly. It's really approachable stuff.
Fantastic.
Good.
Fantastic. Did you need to blow your nose?
No, I think I'm feeling fine now. I'll let you know if I need a moment.
Please
Thank
do.
you. You're so caring in this podcast. That's so kind.
I'm ever the gracious host. So we will move on to the advice that presents itself as good, but you actually think is bullshit.
So, okay. The advice I think is bullshit. There is a fly. There is a fly. And
there is a housefly.
There is a housefly.
This is
and
his
I feel
house
like I brought her in with me, but I'm just trying to ignore it. Okay, so the advice that I think is, so this is the bad advice, but like initially thought was good.
Yeah.
I think what I was thinking about is specific to comedy, but this can be applied to anyone in anything, is the whole, like the whole 10,000 hours thing of like takes 10,000 hours to become like an overnight success, stuff like that. I'm very like, or I'm trying to be less like this, but in the past I'm very black and white thinking. Like, I'm like, okay, if I do this show, it has to go well because then that's going to lead to this, going to lead to that, going to lead to that. And then you like put this sequence of events up in your mind of like how something's going to lead to something that's going to be success, right? And I think people do that in their lives in any capacity. And then I think it's like, I think kind of connected to that in my mind is this idea of like, it's the small moments that like blah, 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 blah. And I just think this idea, because then the other day I got really deep in the Reddit threads of does life actually flash behind? But you know how people say when you die, like life
Flash before
flashes.
your eyes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I was on Reddit being like, talk to me if you've died, you know, and like come back to life. And so people were talking about different things that flashed before their eyes or if it did or didn't happen. And I guess I think the advice of like, you know, it's the small quiet moments in between things. Like people try to tell you to appreciate the small moments. I'm like, who gives a fuck? I think that's what I'm trying to say. It's like, I think we overestimate. I think these little moments are really important that make up the bigger picture, but I think that's bullshit. I actually think that those little moments can be ignored and it's okay if those little moments don't fucking matter or don't work out. And sometimes it is just the big moments that matter.
Totally.
And I don't know that this makes sense, but it's just what I've been feeling recently.
Yeah.
And then when I was on the Reddit threads and I was like, okay, does life actually flash before your eyes? Some people were like, some people were like, oh, I just got a feeling of like life, like my whole life, past, present, future. And then some people were like, I literally just felt like calm. Like it was all these different anecdotes. And so no one really was like, this specific moment flashed before my eyes, which then makes me think like, I don't think the individual moments matter. I think it's like, so don't worry about, I was going to say don't worry about being present, because I think that's also like, everyone's like, you have to be present. I don't think we can. I don't know if humans are capable of being present.
Yeah.
I think we all just, are you ever present? I'm always thinking about 100 things.
Yeah, totally.
Is being present possible?
If you're like a Buddhist Zen master.
But can I say this?
Yeah.
I think the Buddhists are a waste of fucking time. Is this going to be the most controversial episode you put out?
Okay.
But can I say why?
Yeah,
no, maybe
we'll
it's not Buddhist. Maybe
it's not. Cut the snot out. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, cut all the snot and the sneezing, but keep all of the worst takes you've ever heard, and then that's going to be fine. Okay, not Buddhist, like as in the people. I believe those people who shave their head and are monks in a tower are a waste of time. I think it's selfish to be a monk.
Okay, keep going.
I think it's selfish, and this is not just specific to monks, but anyone who pursues an entire life for themselves. So you shave your head, you do your press. Keeping in mind, I know very little about this as a culture, so so sorry about this. But when I think about people who are like looking for self-improvement, I think it's selfish because you are part of a grander scheme. And so it's like, okay, cool, you can sit and meditate for 27 hours and like not eat or not drink or like, you know, be in, you know, whatever. I think you should be a part of the community. I think you should help people, and I think you should like, and maybe they do. So I don't know, maybe I don't really know anything of what I'm talking about, so I am sorry. But I just think sometimes I see people who devote themselves to a selfish religious or spiritual cause, and I think it's selfish.
Yeah.
Is that really toxic?
So I would say, I wouldn't necessarily agree with that. I love the Buddhists and
not like the Buddhists like who are helping other people, but I think sometimes I just think of spiritual and or religious pursuit for selfish. It feels selfish when they squirrel away in like any religious person
where they're not necessarily dealing with origin energy bills and like putting your kids through school.
Or just like being a part of community and helping people. But maybe I also really don't know what I'm talking about, which is probably more likely.
Yeah, I would say Buddhists are pretty community focused.
Okay, so then who am I thinking of?
I don't know.
Maybe
but let's just say a really terrible cult.
Maybe that's. Yeah. I think. Yeah, I don't think it's Buddhist. I think I'm thinking of monks. But are they also Buddhist? Shit.
So there's different types of monks. Like
true. Because there's like true, and there's like the monks in what's that movie where he flogs himself?
Da Vinci Code.
Where he flogs himself. Yeah. That really sticks with me. I'll say
he's bad.
Yeah, maybe I was talking about him.
Yeah, you're talking about Silas.
Don't cancel me because I just think I didn't for a second. I was only talking about Silas.
Only talking about Silas.
I just think sometimes like personal pursuit of betterment is selfish. Is that really bad to think? Probably.
Depends what the motivations are, I think. I think there's neurological studies that say people with depression only think about themselves.
Yes.
Whereas if like a cure for depression, or the closest thing to a cure for depression is giving your time to other people.
And can I be honest? I I think that is like a huge issue that modern society has. And not to be all like hunter-gatherer, though I'm obsessed with hunter-gatherer societies, but just in general, like I think the one thing that is a bit sad about modern society is we are not community living as much. And by that, I don't mean like living with like 5 generations of a family in a house, but like I do think everyone is so protecting their peace. It's like I'm going to put a boundary here because I'm protecting my peace because I don't like how you treat me. It's like, okay, cool, but you're protecting yourself so much that you end up so isolated that then people aren't connected as much. And I do think everyone's obsessed with their phones, in pursuit of like connection. And I think that's why comedy is really cool, because it is some of the only time that I see people like leave their house, leave work, leave their phones and like connect with people in community spaces. But I think maybe that's what I meant by the Buddhist thing, and not Buddhist specifically, but like the people who are just like constantly in pursuit of like self-improvement. I think that's great, because I go to therapy and I do everything as well. But I do think that it's a bit like, sometimes I go like, I think this is to the detriment of actual
connection. I'd agree with that. And Eden, when she was on, she was talking about how people put self-care ahead of connection. Like, no, I need to, and yes, that is good at some point, but we're taking it to a length of, no, I'm not going to come to dinner tonight, even though we had plans to, because I just need some time to myself.
Yeah, and it's a balance. Like if you need time, sometimes fine. But I'm like, if you make a fucking commitment, like show up. And also 90% of the time when I go somewhere, even if I'm a bit tired or don't want to, I usually end up feeling a bit better because I'm around people. And I do think humans need to like be around people.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out how to connect this to my bad advice, but I feel like
to your advice that you think is bad, I don't think we know which moments matter until retrospectively. Yeah,
I think that's true, and I think that's why it's like putting so much pressure. I think it's the pressure people put. It's like New Year's Eve or like Pride. People put so much pressure on, or a birthday or an anniversary. It's like, this has to be amazing. And then it's almost like it can never live up to some expectation you've got of the thing. And so I think it's like the pressure people put on moments to be special or for things to like, it's the small moments in between, la, 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 la. I'm like, wank, wank, wank. So boring. I just think like everyone needs to chill out a bit in terms of like having expectations on either things like situations or like events or even themselves. It's like, this sounds so bad. Nothing matters.
Well, nothing is either good or bad. It just is.
So profound.
Oh, that's Sam Bowden.
That's not you? That's not a you original?
No, Sam sat there. Well, to be fair, it's his stepdad.
Okay, and I'll be honest, I don't think that's his stepdad. I think that's a philosopher.
Yeah, it could be.
But I think,
could be Buddha.
But I think it probably is. They know what they're doing. I know I was wrong. I misquoted. And you know what? I'm trying recently to be a bit more zen about if I misspeak. Because I think obviously everyone's so obsessed with cancel culture, not to use buzzwords, but everyone's so obsessed with it. Although I think people are chilling out a bit more, but it's like, I think that saying the wrong thing, being a bit stupid, and then like allowing yourself to learn and grow
100%.
is really important.
I couldn't agree more. I remember when Barack Obama, when he was president.
Can I say the range of topics we've covered today
is
so actually stunning. Now Barack Obama, so we're talking about Barack Obama.
The Obamas.
That's amazing.
Well, Barack Obama, when he became president, he was anti-marriage equality. He thought marriage was a union between a man and a woman.
Okay.
And then when he changed his mind, everyone was like progressives were like, oh, like what a backflip, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no, he has evolved his opinion.
Yeah, literally.
We are all... That's a good thing. That should be celebrated.
Yes. Don't you? If people didn't change, then things would be so fucked.
Yeah.
This is really random and niche, but yesterday I was thinking, do you think if ghosts exist, they're progressive because they've lived for so long that they've slowly changed with the times?
Interesting.
And wouldn't it be funny to have a ghost that's like 400 years old who's more progressive than like your grandparents? Because they've actually lived longer, so they've seen more change. Isn't that unbelievable?
Yeah.
I was thinking about that yesterday, and I was like, that would be so funny to have a really progressive ghost, and then your grandparents are like, and fuck women, it's like, because they've only lived like 85 years, so their opinions are so like limited.
So do you think when grandparents die, do they become progressive ghosts, or do you think that takes
It's a great question, isn't it? I think to be a progressive ghost, you'd have to live, I think they'd have to see enough change that you're like, well, maybe it's the fact that they're stuck a ghost, right? Is that you go, fuck, what am I going to be from the 1400s, living in 2026 and having the 1400s mentality? It must be exhausting. And because there's so much distance between when they lived and what's happening now, they've seen so much progress that they know progress is inevitable and it's impossible to stop. Whereas our grandparents, they've only lived, 80 years, 90 years. And so what they're seeing is just like a flash in the pan. So a ghost just has more knowledge and more breadth of experience to pull from to update their opinions. I'm sure there are non-progressive ghosts as well, just like people. But I did just have the thought yesterday, I go, I wonder if there are any progressive ghosts.
Mate, that's a great bit.
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
Because I was like,
that out.
I was kind of like, that's so funny.
Yeah.
But then I was like, I can't tell if this is fucking insane.
Like it is.
It is.
But it's
But
great.
does it? I feel like it's got merit, as in,
100%.
do you think the longer you live, the more progressive you'd become?
Yeah.
Or is that personality? Because my grandfather was very chill. Like he was a very progressive guy, born in 1925, but then, and he died when he was like in his mid 90s, but like pretty up on it. Like pretty chill with it.
I think that like I even feel myself going through, like I feel that there is a bell curve like with age and culture and like I walk
What, you look at like young people now and you're like, what the fuck?
Well, it's not like I'm like shaking my fists at them, but I do look at the queue outside of Yochi and I'm just like...
That's your progressive, that's your marriage equality is Yochi.
I was just like, oh.
I get that though.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's the thing with, I think this is the thing with like knowledge or just like becoming smarter is like I like the idea that I'm like, I fully recognize that I don't know everything and I will say stupid shit. And I like that because it means that there's space to grow. And that means that like, hopefully I will continue to progress with the time because I'm really willing for someone to be like, okay, what you just said is so stupid and here's why. And I'd be like, amazing. Thank you for letting me know. But I do think then, I don't know, I guess the whole cancel culture thing, it's like such a boring topic because everyone's like...
So swift to...
Yeah. And there are some people who genuinely can't be reformed and have no interest in listening.
Of
but
course.
then I think I want to believe the majority of humans want to know more and improve more. But maybe that's...
Yeah. But we won't know until retrospectively.
Until we're a ghost.
Until we're a ghost.
And then we can watch people and know if they're progressive or not. We'll be the progressive ghosts.
Yeah.
That'll be us.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Look, I can't even remember what the actual advice
I think that's good. I think I've just kind of said so much that no one will remember the bad things I said.
I'm going to agree with you. So with bad advice, we get rid of it. So it's into the bin. So,
Oh, okay. We throw it in the bin.
We throw it in the bin.
Amazing. Throw that shit in the bin.
Yeah.
Love that.
Are you ready for a listener dilemma?
Yeah, I'm excited to solve some problems.
All right, Jess Fuchs.
This is great. Here we go. I'm nervous. Do you ever get something you're like, I can't work with this?
Oh, look, there's a bit of curation behind the scenes. While we're stepping behind
while
the
we're
curtain.
showing how the sausage is made, there is some curation.
All right, so this is from Kyle.
Kyle.
So... My friend is doing 3 different events for his birthday, a party, a dinner with the core group, and then a trip to Melbourne for a festival. Wow. It's not even a milestone birthday. I think it's overkill and the costs are adding up.
Yeah.
I know if I say something, it will create tension, but it is too much. What should I do?
This is such a good dilemma. As a kind of side note to that, I'll say, if you've traveled somewhere for a birthday, a wedding, etc., you are not expected to give a gift. I just want that on the record because I've been to weddings internationally and then people go, what did you buy them? And I go, I'm the fucking gift.
Totally.
I've flown all the way here. You don't get anything else.
Yeah.
I think so there's 3 events. I think the thing is, I think the fact that they feel like they can't say anything is also really hard because I think it is that thing is like, is it where they feel like they can't be like, look, I don't have the budget to come to these things. And if so, and their friend judges them or is rude about that, then I think that's not a good friendship.
Sure.
But I also think it's like, what are you going to die with your money? Maybe you just go to the events and you suck it up. I don't know. I'm on two sides of the advice fence here. Yeah. What was their actual question? What should I do about attending
What should
events?
I do? Like, what should I?
Well, I think if you don't
be silent and suck it up and go, or should I go? Hey,
if it was me, I'd pick one event. I'd pick the cheapest one and the easiest one to attend, and then I would just pick. I'm so sorry, I just don't have the money for it.
Yeah.
But I think if it doesn't, maybe they don't feel like they can say that.
Yeah. And I think you raise, I would say not necessarily the cheapest. I would say have a chat with a friend and say, look, money's a bit tight.
Yeah.
What is the most significant? Which is the most important
but what if
one?
they then go, well, Melbourne, and then now you're like $1,000 out of pocket?
Sure, but then if they're that good a friend, like
then they shouldn't.
Yeah.
I just can't imagine ever putting expectations on anybody to spend that much money or time for my birthday.
Yeah.
But also, as I've gotten older, I realize for some people, a birthday, a wedding, that is like the only time that they get attention.
Sure.
Whereas for us, I get attention every day. So I don't really need to like I can't think of anything worse than having a wedding where I have to walk down the aisle and then like make a speech and kiss someone in public. Like that is disgusting to me. Like that is a nightmare to me. But I will happily get on stage and like yap. But like I can't think of any, I think that's terrible. Yeah. So I think for some people, it's like this person having 3 events, it's like right on if that's what they need to like get their ego stroked. I would say I agree. I think either check with the most significant, see what you can afford. But I also just think we build up problems in our minds or confrontations in our minds as going to be so much more significant than they are. Like I think about times I've had to have an honest conversation with someone, whether it's like, I really can't afford to come to your wedding. I'm so sorry. And I'm like, fuck, are they going to hate me? Am I a bad friend? La, 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 la. And it's like, things are never as bad as we think they're going to be. So I also think with this, it's like, have an honest conversation and frame it in like a really positive, I'm so excited. Yeah. You're going to have an amazing week for your birthday. Here's the reality. This is what I can afford. I can't wait for the one thing I can afford. But let's just make it really positive.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. I love that.
That's actually really good advice.
That is great
I'm really
advice.
impressed with myself.
No.
To think I have half a psychology degree and I think you all just felt that. I think we all connected with that 2 years of psychology.
Like you 3 from 3.
Well, I don't think so. I think we got really muddy in the water with the monk stuff, but I think people felt my growth. And I think people felt my genuine, like, sorry about that, I misspoke. I still stand by it in terms of the selfishness of some people's individual spiritual pursuit, but I think that's a more nuanced conversation we can have when I'm back next time.
Perfect. Sounds great. And Jess, what are you plugging at the moment?
Well, look, if you're in Sydney, depending on the date of this, I'm doing a show late May in Brisbane at Good Chat Comedy Club. Yep. Then mid-June, well, actually in June, I'm doing a couple different shows, which I actually need to message you about. But anyway, I run a show called Girls and Gays. It's an all queer and all female lineup. There'll be one in Sydney on, I think, June 4th. Then I do my own hour show June 12 and 13 in Surrey Hills in Sydney. And then at the very end of the month, I'm doing this kind of new weird panel show in Sydney as well, where basically it's called Casual Chit Chat, and there'll be like a panel of comedians and audiences anonymously write things in. Nice. And then we just have to sit around and like solve problems or shit talk or like give our opinion on different topics.
Awesome.
And then I'll be in the UK and Edinburgh and stuff like that. So if you happen to be over that side.
Great. You're doing London as well? Yeah,
I'll do 2 shows in London and then every single night in Edinburgh. So if you're wherever you are in the world, if you just find me on Instagram at Jess Fuchs, Fuchs, I always put show details up and stuff like that.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Jess Fuchs, thanks for coming along.
Thanks for having me.
It's been a blast.
It has been, hasn't it?